I got a phone call from my mother that it was a very vague description. She didn't know a lot. She just said he was hurt and he's in the hospital, and that was about it. It was him first waking up from a medically induced coma, and my parents and I walked into the room and they immediately started crying.
It's scary because no one can actually tell you what's wrong with you, whereas the physical injuries that I have, a doctor can pull out my x-ray and show me where I broke my neck and where I broke my back and what's wrong with me.
And I had to actually pull them out of the room, bring them into the hallway, and make them sit outside while I went inside, because I explained to them right now is not the time to be crying.
But the mental injuries, no one can tell you what's actually wrong. It's just something you have to deal with on your own.
So for 4th of July, we went out in Florida for a fireworks show, and we had no idea it was going to happen. We thought that Rusty was going to be fine with it, but as soon as that first big bang went off, it sent Rusty back.
It just triggered something in me that made me think I was back in a war zone.
When I saw him and the look on his face, it was a complete and utter state of distress. He didn't know what to do. He wanted to get out of his chair and literally run to cover, but he couldn't.
And I saw people in buildings shooting down at me, and I knew the reality of the situation, that would be impossible, but I was actually seeing it with my eyes. So I was trying to tell myself it wasn't real, but when you're actually seeing something, it's a little tricky and really hard to get through.
It seemed like he was just back in Afghanistan. He had no idea that it was just a fireworks show and we're on the streets in Florida.
You're right back in the war zone again, and no one can tell you anything different until it passes.
It's really hard because I felt so helpless. I felt like there was nothing I could do, but you just have to be as calm as you can and bring them back from that flashback that they're in.
With the VA and the opioid crisis, with veterans and the 22 veterans a day committing suicide, I feel like the opioids are so easy to come by when you're inpatient and you first get hurt. And then you're discharged and you get your DD-214 and those opioids aren't there anymore. So people turn to the street drugs and then they turn to the heroin. It really is an epidemic in this country right now that needs to be stopped.
One of the worst things you can do with someone with PTSD, unless it's truly the God's honest truth, is tell somebody that has PTSD and is going through something that you know how they feel.
Offer support. It's really the easiest thing you can do, and it's the best thing you can do for a lot of these guys. Just just talk to them, just be a normal person.
I've seen countless doctors and nurses say that to my brother, and it sent him over the edge countless times because they have no idea how he feels.
I've lost more of my veterans since they've come home to opioids and heroin than I lost while I was deployed. So I'm very excited to be at the event for the portrait series and to see the art show. We were a part of the interview process and we took the pictures, and I'm very excited to see the turnout.
If anybody is trying to bring awareness to PTSD, they're doing an absolutely incredible thing. It's something that's so unknown, and we don't know the depths of it and how far it goes and how bad it can be, and people have no idea what it's like. And if anybody's doing any projects to help bring awareness and spread the word and make people knowledgeable and less ignorant to the fact that this is out there and this is a big problem, it's absolutely incredible, and I wish more people were doing it.